What is today, y'all? Let me make sure I have some sound. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I got my little setup here. I'm so sorry I'm late, y'all. Supposed to be on at 8:30. I was trying to go live a little bit later in order for people that's going to church to be able to join. All right, y'all. Let me see if my computer will actually power on. I was trying to power it on earlier. Hopefully I have sound, y'all. I'm about to double check and make sure. Give me just a second, y'all. If you don't have a drink, I would say get you a drink. And we're about to have a really good discussion, y'all. This is not going to be a long live because I'm kind of getting started late. And I'm so sorry, y'all, but I was running, and trying to get my kids together, y'all. Y'all know all the stuff, all of the things. All right, let's see here. Where am I? Let me go over here and make sure I have volume. And as you join, if you could please hit the thumbs up button. That just helps share the live out to more people. All right, let's see here, y'all. Let me make sure I have volume. Do I have volume? Okay. Yeah, we do. All right, I was just trying to make sure. Trying to make sure, y'all. We have volume. All right, y'all. So I'm sure y'all saw the title. Let me go back to here. Hi, is it hi? Is it hi? Mm, he Dreezy, or I'm not sure. I don't know how to say your name. He Dree, or he Drees. Oh, I don't know if I said that right. Um, Let me go over here, y'all, because I forgot what I put the title as. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. If you don't have a drink, get you a drink, and please, hit the thumbs up button. It it with trees. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Who is Remy? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you're joining, we only have 2 thumbs up. So if you could please hit the thumbs up button, please. Thank you so much. I don't ask for anything else, but if you could please hit the thumbs up button. That just helps share the live out to more people so more people can join. All right, y'all, we're going to jump right into it. So the title of the video is Why the Narcissist Had to Humiliate You at the End of the Relationship. Okay. And let me just say this. I know I said at the end of the relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be at the end. You can face humiliation throughout any point of the relationship, right? I did. But I titled the video and specified the end because that's when everything really starts to hit the fan, is at the very end of your relationship. That's where the narcissist gets real disrespectful. They get real, like, just outright in your face, just trying to let you know you don't mean nothing, you can be replaced. They got options, they're obviously entertaining other. And let me just say this, y'all. The thing about the narcissist is Whatever you uncover, when you uncover it, 9 times out of 10, it's already been going on. Let me just preface it and say that, right? So, I encountered humiliation in both of my narcissistic relationships. And, you know, I had never been with a narcissist until my last relationship. And then I ended up getting into a relationship with another narcissist. But before that, I had never been in a relationship with a narcissist. And even I jogged my memory and I was like, let me just make sure, let me go back and look at some patterns and things like that. None of the other people that I had dated were narcissists. They had other issues, but they weren't narcissists. Not even my children's father. I wouldn't say he's a narcissist. He's not. Um, so with that being said, in those two separate relationships, humiliation took place in both of them, right? Um, and at different points throughout the relationship. But towards the end, it's this, y'all. I'm When I tell y'all, these people use the same blueprint. Towards the end of both relationships, the humiliation was just out of control. When I say out of control, I mean off the charts out of control. I'll give you a prime example. I talked about this briefly. You know, when I finally uncovered what I uncovered, and I don't mind y'all being transparent because I know that in me being transparent, it's going to help somebody else, right? Um, is I found out that the person that I was supposedly in a relationship with, they were still entertaining an ex. They were, hi Justin, how are you? They were still entertaining an ex. hmm But when I went back and I did some digging, they were keeping this person around. This person was around throughout the entire relationship. You know what I'm saying? Even though, and you're probably saying, what does this have to do with humiliation? This ties into humiliation because anytime somebody goes back on something that you have already discussed, and I talked about this previously, if you've already discussed and y'all have had laid out the ground rules, we're not going to entertain exes, we don't do exes, you know, you need to cut contact, or you need to cut contact, or it needs to be the end, right? And honestly, this stuff should not even have to be discussed, you all. So that's a red flag right there that you're even having to discuss this. The person was in the shadows the entire, yes. Yes, Justin. They were in the shadows the entire time. And this is why narcissists aim to keep exes around. And even go back and think about it, y'all. Go back and think about it. The narcissist will even tell you, and this happened in both relationships. Oh, well, can we just be friends? Or, we were friends when the relationship started, and we built our relationship, as friends. No, we were dating. We were dating. This is a romantic relationship. Yes, we are friends, but we're in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we just met and we was friends all along and then we decided we gonna date. No. We were two people that were attracted to each other, that obviously had interest in each other because we met on a dating website. We met on, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Don't let these people play these games with you. If you build a friendship with these people, okay, you have a friendship. But the thing is the common ground why y'all were even entertaining each other is because y'all were interested in each other. You weren't just looking for a pal, a hangout buddy. Because I don't kiss or intimately engage with any of my friends, y'all. None of them. Have I ever? So they will preface it and say, well, we can just be friends. Can't we just, we can remain for, or why does the relationship have to end like this? Like, why? Y'all, they don't want to just keep you as a friend for no reason. No, they're keeping you as a friend so they can use you as a backup. Duh. So you can be that person that they call when the next person that they're dealing with doesn't work out. Or, or when things are rocky with the person that they're dealing with, they're going to come back to you. See, they're going to be the person that is going to tell all their relationship business to you. You see what I'm saying? Because, see, narcissists, they don't have any boundaries, y'all. They have no boundaries whatsoever. Okay? I wonder if being a narcissist is a learned behavior or if you're just born with the type of. No. Being a narcissist, and let me just preface this and say this. Um, if you're just joining, if you could please do me a favor and please hit the thumbs up button. You are not born a narcissist. A narcissist is an adapted disorder. This is my belief, right? You don't gotta, okay? This is my belief and what I have researched. Things that have happened to a person, but more than likely within their childhood up until teen years, has shaped them to be who they are. Hi, Frank. How are you? Different traumas. I believe that trauma is at the forefront of narcissism. That's my belief. And based off of what I have researched, because I am a reader and a forever student, and I have a minor in psychology, I believe that the core of narcissism is created in trauma. So when we look at trauma, we can look at childhood, right? Meaning sex trauma, physical trauma, physical abuse, or witnessing, right? Because when people say trauma, we always want to think about, oh, they were touched as a child. That's not always, even though that is a primary um, thing that a lot of people that have narcissistic personality disorder, they do or they have encountered some type of physical trauma, be it sex trauma or domestic trauma, or they have witnessed it. They witnessed it as a child. They witnessed their mother being physically abused. Or let's not play like we don't know that there's siblings that get abused and other siblings that don't. Or one particular sibling is singled out, right? So maybe, let's say there's 5 siblings. Maybe all of them may have gotten physically abused, but there's 1 or 2 that really got it really bad. Like, really bad. That makes sense. We're a product. Yes. But the thing that you have to remember is that it is a learned, adapted behavior, and it is not something that everyone adapts. Because, and that's important, because if that were the case, then everybody that has been physically abused would be a narcissist, and that's not the case, you all. Or everybody that has been sex abused would be a narcissist, and that's not the fact. These are behaviors, right? I would even say, hi, Joseph, how are you? I would even say these are things that they have um, adopted as coping mechanisms. And then as time went on, it just got out of control. You know what I'm saying? It just like build. You know what I'm saying? It built over the years. And so now you have somebody, I'm well, thank you. How are you doing? I'm doing good. And so then you have somebody that may have witnessed, their parent be physically abused from, say, age 5 until they left the home, right? And then this person is, let's say, 60 years old today. Well, they're still carrying around that trauma. They're still carrying it around, you all. And they never got the help. They never went to therapy and got the help that they needed, right? So, when we talk about the humiliation, you all, humiliation is designed so that the focus can get off of the narcissist, right? Because everything these people do, I talked about this, y'all, is strategic. So in order to humiliate you, it takes the focus off of the behavior. So if you caught them lying or you caught them cheating, they may push somebody out in front of you, and or triangulate you with somebody. And so what you will find is you're going back and forth with this other person. And this is why I say, y'all, don't confront these people. Don't confront them. Don't confront the other person, the other woman or the other man. Don't confront these people. If you've done it, I did it. We live and learn. But if you confront these people, y'all, let it be. Don't sit there and go back and forth with these folks. Do not do it. Don't do it. You could say your point and move on. I personally, looking back, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have confronted the person. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that is what the narcissist wants. Because now you're going back and forth with the person that they have triangulated you with, and what is the narcissist doing? They're sitting back like, when the focus needs to be on the narcissist and what they've done. Are they so unaware of their own behavior they don't even notice until someone says something? It's almost like they develop over time to get better and better. They are not unaware of what they're doing. They are very fully aware of what they're doing. They are aware. And I'll have to do a separate video on this. This is why you will find yourself talking about the same things over and over again. Have y'all ever found yourself in that situation where you bring something up to the narcissist? I have a family reunion this Saturday. I will be dealing with them. Oh, Jesus. Well, I will say a prayer for you, Joseph. You ever found yourself talking about the same thing, y'all? Listen, they know exactly what you're saying. And you will go round and round and round over the same subject, y'all. That's not by coincidence. They're doing that on purpose. They understood you the first time you brought it to their attention. They're playing games. And it took me a while to catch on to the patterns, right? Because this is the thing, you all. You have to realize that these people are not like us. They will be up my past every time. It hurts me. Oh, I'm so sorry. The thing is, you will find yourself going round for round for round for round with these folks. And at the end of the day, they hurt you the first 2 times that you all talked. They hurt you. And what you will find, you will see that it is like a misunderstanding. They are purposely misunderstanding what you're saying. That's on purpose. They are purposely choosing to act like they don't understand what you're saying. I'll give you a prime example. I'm not sure if I brought this up, but in my previous relationship, I found out that the person they were, and this is the thing, when you uncover things with these folks, it's going to come in layers. Layers are going to begin to pull back. So that's why you got to be aware when you uncover something, you got to be prepared for what's coming next, because it's going to be in layers. Okay? My brother comes to mind calculating. He's been the same person. Yeah. Mhm. They're very calculating, very strategic. So I'll give you an example, you all. In my last relationship, I uncovered that, because we would do this thing where, we share phones, right? So if we're supposed to be transparent, right? I don't have a problem opening up my phone at any time and letting the person that I'm supposed to be committed to see who I'm texting with. I don't have a problem doing that. Because I'm not talking to anybody. I would only have a problem with that if I'm tipping and dipping, which is what the narcissist does. Okay? And so I said, well, let me look at your phone. And so they shared their screens. And so I saw the person's name. And so when I saw the name, they had their name abbreviated, right? So let's just use the example Ashley. Um, that's not a good example. Let me get another example. Okay, let's say something like never mind. We're gonna use Ashley. Let's say Ashley, okay? And so in the phone, they had them saved as LY, right? Lee, LY. And so I'm looking at the name, I'm like, LY, as in Ashley? As in Ashley? And so first thing they jump to and say, because these people they're pathological liars. So first thing they say is, no, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. So I say, okay, well, let me see the number. So what they did, y'all, these people, what they did was I hung up the phone after I uncovered what they were doing. Jane Doe, right? Jane Doe, and then they'll just have it saved as Doe, right? There you go. I have to run, subscribe. Thanks for the insight. Okay, thank you so much for subscribing, Justin. Hopefully we'll see you around next time. Um, so that's a good one. Joe. Yeah. So and they have the name saved as Doe, right? And you're like, hold on. That's Jane Doe. I, no, that's not who it is. So I'm gonna tell y'all what they did. When I figured out what they were doing and I confronted them on it, I hung up the phone, right? They called me back, but they sent me a text, they sent me a screenshot because I said you need to share the number with me. I need to see the phone number. So what they did was they edited the phone number, you all. Now the edit button was on. They edited the phone number so that it, wasn't their phone number, but they left the majority of the digits the same. They left the majority of the digits the same, you all. Hi, how are you doing? Please hit the thumbs up button as you join. They left the majority of the digits. So all I did was I switched the digit because they tried to edit, like, I think they edited like 2 or 3 digits of the number. So what I did was because I knew the area code, so I put the area code as what I knew, and then I copied and pasted in Google, and the number came up, y'all. It's who I thought it was. hmm And so what did I do? Because I had to get my Nancy Drew on. I went over to their Facebook page, and this is why I tell y'all, you got to be prepared to what you uncover. When I went over to this person's Facebook page, what I found is that they went on a vacation to my partner's hometown. Yeah. This is an ex from like 15 years ago, y'all. They went on a vacation to my partner's hometown and they posted it to their Facebook page. Pictures of them on the beach. Not my partner wasn't in the photos, but pictures. And I'm thinking to myself, you could have went to any beach in the world. You went to the beach nearest my partner's house. So immediately what I did was I said, so, I confronted my partner and I was like, listen, you were, and by the way, y'all, when you uncover this stuff, y'all, everything just starts to add up, right? My partner went missing for a few days around the time that this person was in their hometown. They went missing. They sparked up an argument. This is what I always say, y'all. They will create arguments, they will create conflicts, and it's not your fault. They're doing this so that they can get away. Joseph says, wow, that's messed up. Yeah. They're doing these, creating these scenarios so that they can get away and go cheat. And so, y'all, I was so heartbroken because that's was it that Saturday or that Sunday? I can't remember that. I think it was that Sunday. I texted them and told them. I called them. I said, my baby is sick. I said, my baby is sick. Y'all, they didn't mention anything about my child. They didn't ask how my child was doing. No, because they were busy. They were busy. And they went missing for technically 4 days. They went missing for 4 days. And guess what? That's the same time that this person posted these photos. And so when I confronted my partner, I said, oh, so, you were laid up with whoever during that time. And they said, oh, well, I'm not allowed to have friends. Y'all see this? You probably saying, how does this tie into the humiliation? Y'all see how these people are? When I confronted them about what I had uncovered, they said, oh, I'm not allowed to have friends. As if we didn't already discuss no exes in the beginning of the relationship. No exes. And you were supposed to have blocked this person a long time ago. I would be there for your child. And oh, that's sweet. So, when you confront these people, I'm going to tell y'all how disrespectful these people are. When you confront them about the things that they have done, they will minimize it. That is a part of humiliation, you all, is minimizing what they did to you. They got to minimize it. Oh, I'm not allowed to have friends. Now, y'all, listen. Anybody that has any bit of common sense knows that it is inappropriate, right? To still be entertaining an ex, specifically when you have already discussed this stuff, y'all, from the get up, from the giddy up. You've already had these conversations. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm burning up. I gotta put my hair in a ponytail. Y'all have already had these conversations. And what did I say, you all? I talked about the concealment, right? They have to conceal these things because at the end of the day, they know it's wrong. They know it's wrong, and they know that if you find out that you're going to be heartbroken, you're going to not only heartbroken, you're going to be crushed, right? Your world is going to be shattered because this is somebody that you trusted. Excuse me, y'all, my hair is tangled. This is somebody that you trusted, and they were literally playing in your face. So that's just an example, you all. So the humiliation never ends, you all. Once you uncover it, it's not going to end. Okay. And now you can sit back and you can try to talk to these folks, because that's what I did. Because when if y'all are anything like me, which most people, they're empaths that deal with narcissists are empaths. If when you love for real, right? When you love for real. And so for me, it's like I gave this person chances. Y'all, I was hoping they was gonna get it right, y'all. You never did. Never once said I'm sorry. Well, no, let me take that back. They offered a half-ass apology. They offered a half-ass apology. They weren't sincere. They weren't sincere because when you are sincere about something, you take the necessary steps to make what you have done right. And see, narcissists, the thing is, these people are so evil. And at the end of the day, they want to cause you pain. So if that means that they have to sit back, you know what I'm saying? They might offer you a half-ass apology, but it's not followed up with real change. See, real change means that I'm acknowledging what I'm doing and I am going to correct my ways, right? Because see, I reneged on what we discussed. We discussed no exes. We discussed we weren't going to be entertaining. We discussed all of that. And I went back on what we discussed. That's what I did. I didn't keep my word. Not only did I dishonor you, I dishonored myself and I dishonored our relationship that we built. These folks don't care nothing about the time that y'all spend together, y'all. That means nothing to them. Because if they think they got a better opportunity, they're going to leave you high and dry for the next best opportunity. And it doesn't matter if you spent a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years with these folks. They don't give a damn. If they believe that they have something better, oh, you best believe they're going to risk everything. They're going to risk it all and toss you and your children away like day old bread. They don't care nothing about you or your kids. And I'm telling you, for whoever this is for, if you have thoughts that you are in a relationship with I'm telling you now, don't bring them around your children. Because a narcissist don't give a damn about your kids. They don't care. They do not care. They will be in your kid's life today and gone tomorrow as if y'all never existed. And that is the one thing I regret is bringing my kids around these people. Now, the first person that I was with, I will say they did have somewhat of a heart. They did have somewhat of a heart for my kids. But even then, that didn't stop them from going out and doing what they did. But I would say that they, the care that they had for my kids was more genuine than what the person that I was with this last one. The person that I was with, and I believe it's because when you're not a parent, and that's why I say I would never date anybody that don't have kids. When you are not a parent, you don't understand how having your kids around people is I don't bring my kids around anybody. And if you don't have kids, you don't understand that. Now, maybe whoever you dated, they let anybody come around their kids. I don't bring anyone around my children. No one. And if you come around my kids, oh, you're important. And see, this person didn't realize that, and I honestly feel like they didn't realize it because they're not a mother. They don't have kids. But honestly, that only goes but so far, because even if you don't have kids, you should have a heart, you know? Hi, Comfort Claus, how are you? I don't have kids. Yeah, if you have kids and you are in a relationship, or you have thoughts that you are in a relationship with a narcissist, I'm telling you, you better keep your kids away from that narcissist, because baby, they don't care nothing about your kids. And you don't got to take my word for it. You going to see. Because when the rubber hits the road, baby, they going to leave you and your kids. You don't have to take my word for it. You'll see. Okay. All right. So what else did I say, y'all? About the humiliation. Y'all, let me tell you something. Humiliation goes deep. And why the narcissist needs to humiliate you. I'm going to tell y'all something. These folks need you to question who you are. They need you to question your worth. Hmm. They need you to question who you are. So if they can get you questioning your worth, right? When you already know who you are, you already know that you're valuable. You already know, and they know you're valuable. They know they were out of your league. They know they shouldn't even had a shot with you to begin with, right? But they need to leave you, because that's what happened to me. And I'm gonna say, y'all, I'm not ashamed to say it. I struggled with feeling like, well, was I not enough? What did these other people have that I don't have, that the person that I was supposed to be in a commitmentship with decided to basically throw everything we had away for these people? And it's not because you're you're not enough. It's not because you're lacking anything, y'all. It is because these people have an insatiable desire. They have a lustful spirit, and they're never satisfied. These people need options. But if they can have you questioning yourself, that's a part of the humiliation. Also, these people move on quickly. So, again, you're in a relationship, and you thinking that, your relationship is having some issues, whatever, whatever, but you're not thinking that the person that you're with is actually making plans with somebody else. Y'all, I had no clue that the person that I was supposed to be with was making plans with somebody else, y'all. That's a part of humiliation. So they need to move on, again, to show you that you didn't mean anything, to show you that, they can move on, you ain't mean nothing. They got options, because they not gonna sit around, they not gonna wait on, they not going to, oh, y'all, let me tell y'all something. The humiliation goes deep. It goes deep, you all. Let me tell y'all something. When I uncovered what I uncovered, and this particular person, when I brought it to their attention, again, I talked about the ghosting, right? These people will ghost you. Well, when they came back, y'all, I said, I'm thinking to myself, and I even said it. I said, "You're coming back for what?" I never said I was coming back. I, I I never said I was coming. Y'all see how disrespectful these folks are? Now, it's not enough that you've done what you've done to me, that you not only hurt me, you humiliated me, you triangulated me, but you did all of the things. And then when you came back, you didn't even come back. You didn't even come back with humility. You came back with arrogance. I didn't say I was coming back to get back with you. So what the fuck you here for? Excuse me. Why are you here? As if you haven't wasted enough of my time. Do y'all see these people will waste your time? Revenge is humiliation. Public embarrassment is humiliation. Lies, humiliation. Triangulation, involving you with these clowns. That's not even on your level. Triangulation is humiliation. And, oh, Jesus, character attacks. One thing that would hurt me so bad, and let me tell y'all, the narcissist knows what they're doing when they do this. Character attacks is one thing that the narcissist will do because they know who you are, right? So, you know, this person knows I'm a good girl, right? I don't sleep around. I don't entertain other people. Even throughout the times that I knew that this person was doing shady stuff behind my back, I could have been out doing what I wanted to do. But I didn't have the desire to. I wanted them to get their act together so that we could actually have what we supposedly had built together, right? Mm-mm. No. Y'all, these people attack my character, say, "Oh, I don't know who you slept with. I don't know that you haven't slept with somebody else. Excuse me? I am the epitome of class and sophistication, y'all. When I tell you I was crushed, and they didn't say this not one time, they said it multiple times. This is a part of humiliation. They need to attack you. And all they're doing is projection, y'all. They're telling everything they're doing. They're sleeping around. So they know you're not sleeping around. They know you're a good, if you're a guy, you're a good guy, or if you're a girl, you're a good girl. They know this. Hell, they know what they went through just to get intimate with you because you wasn't having it. You made sure you waited a while. So they know you're not the person that will engage with other people. They know you take these things seriously. If you're watching, can you please hit the thumbs up button for me, please? It just shares the live out. But to attack your character is not only to hurt you, but also to humiliate you. And so the last point I wanted to talk about, y'all, as relates to the humiliation is at the very end, you have to decide to spend time on your healing. Okay? Don't spend time trying to understand why these people do what they do. Because I've been there. And I've said this before, y'all. I'm not healed. I am not healed, you all. I am still going through it. Every day is a struggle, right? The questions we ask ourselves, why did they do this? Why wasn't I enough? Why did this have to happen to me? You know? These are questions, and honestly, these are normal questions to ask. Because if you spend any significant amount of time with someone, you know, believe that you know this person. You believe that y'all really do have something, or that y'all are really, really working towards having a long-term partnership, or what have you, right? But what I wanted to say, you all, in the end, is that instead of questioning, constantly questioning yourself, what I need you to do is think about, what did these people's behavior teach you? What did it teach you? And also your boundaries. See, for me, what it taught me was, don't let go of your boundaries ever. And if that means that they go and they move on to somebody else, then okay. They moved on to somebody else. They moved on to somebody else, but I'm still going to have my boundaries. I still have my standards. See, the things you have to understand about narcissists is that these people, um, at the end of the day, they don't have it in them to be the person that they sold you that they would be for you. That's what it all boils down to, y'all. They don't have it in them to be the man or the woman that they told you that they could and would be for you. They don't have it in them. And so while you're stuck trying to pick up your life, if you could please hit the thumbs up button for me. While you're left trying to pick up the pieces of your life, these people, a lot of times what they do, because they were already talking to other people, they will just jump to other relationships. They're just going to jump to another relationship. But that's not what you're going to do, because you're going to heal. I was having a conversation with God earlier today, and I said, Lord Jesus, I said, I don't look at love the same anymore. I don't, you all. Narcissistic abuse changes you. I don't look at love the same. I don't. Because, when you spend time with someone and you have this person in your home and you have them around your kids, and they meet your parents, only to find out that this person is literally just playing games with you. You look at, like, is anything real? Is anybody real? That can really mess with your mental, you all. It can really mess with you, you know. But what I have learned, or what I'm learning, excuse me, is that at the end of the day, people that have narcissistic personality disorder, y'all, again, the thing that you need to, if you don't take anything away from what I'm saying tonight, you need to understand is the humiliation, the things that they put you through, y'all. This is a cycle that these people go through. It's a cycle. See, God will begin to bring things back to your remembrance. When I was in the, we were getting to know each other in this relationship, and one thing I recall is that, they told me that they had went, you know, no contact in their previous relationship. Red flag, red flag. Why are you going no contact? Because let me tell you something, y'all. If you have gone no contact, that is like the last, like, that's like the very end. Like, there's no hope. You've tried talking to this person, you've given them multiple times, like, no contact? That's not good. And you've done this in other relationships, or you put people in positions to where they've had to go no contact with you. See, the thing that you need to understand, and I hope this helps you in your healing, is that these people are going to repeat the cycle, y'all. I say this in almost every video. These people are going to repeat the cycle. So don't worry. Don't worry, they talking to somebody else, y'all. It ain't that you think that's gonna work out. It's not. It's not gonna work out, y'all. Because the narcissist is still the same effed up individual. They still gonna play games. They still gonna entertain their exes. They still gonna do disappearing acts. If you're watching, please hit the thumbs up button for me, please. They're still gonna play disappearing acts, y'all. They still gonna do all of the things that they did with you, if not worse. So don't worry. They didn't leave you to go get it right with the next person. No. That relationship is not going nowhere. It's not. Because I've said this before, y'all. Rebounds never work. When you go out of your way to hurt somebody, and to cause them unnecessary pain, heartache, play with their heart, play with their emotions, baby, God's not gonna reward you with nothing good. You're not leaving that person to go run off into the sunset and live this great life. No. Mm-mm. It's not happening, you all. So what I would say, you all, I would encourage you, you know, to we're all going to have those days where we question, and we're like, Lord, why did this have to happen to me? I had to cry it out, y'all, today. I had to let out a big cry today. I had to come in my closet and cry it out, and because I was going through photos, and it wasn't photos of me and this person, but it was photos that on my other platform, and I had to hide some of these things just because I'm restructuring all of my content. And so the thing that got me was the timestamps. The timestamps did it, and I'm like, Lord, I spent all of this time with this person, and they were literally playing me. And it was like, as I began to look at the different timestamps, I don't know, y'all, it did something to me. But the one thing I want to encourage you all before I end this live is I want y'all to focus on your healing. I talk about journaling. You need to be journaling. Get you a journal. And if you want, do it on your computer. I journal on my computer. Get your thoughts out. And if you need to talk to somebody, you need to be talking to someone. You need to be talking to a professional. Because I'm telling y'all, narcissistic personality disorder abuse is one of the hardest, if not one of the hardest things that you will have to get through in your life. It does a number on your mind. It does a number on your heart. And it does a number on your body. It does a number on your spirit. Yes, it does. I know what I'm talking about. So there's no shame in getting the help that you need if you need to talk to somebody, a professional. I'm not a psychologist, you all. Um, so yeah, y'all, that's it. Focusing on their behavior. What did their behavior teach me? And also to hold on to your boundaries and don't ignore red flags. Do not ignore red flags, y'all. When you see them, don't ignore them. And don't let go of your boundaries. See, I'm still holding on to my boundaries. The narcissist that was in my life, they gone on, y'all, because they was already tipping and dipping. But I'm still holding on to my boundaries. I'm still holding on to my boundaries. You're not going to play in my face. You're not going to be in my face today and then in somebody else's face tomorrow. And if that means I have to cry it out until I cry it out until I don't hurt anymore, then that's what I have to do. But at least I walked away with my self respect and my dignity. That is what you have to do. I am offering one on one sessions. If you all would like to, vent, if you need help, I can help you. If you're trying to escape a toxic cycle, I am offering one on one sessions. The link is in my bio. I'm going to post it below when this live ends. I'm offering a special right now. I don't know how long this is going to go on, but if you're interested in one on one sessions, I am offering them. You can book via the link below. I'm going to pin it once we get off of here. If you are watching the replay, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. And if you are new, subscribe, and share this video. I love you guys. I think I'm going to stick to Wednesdays. Maybe I'll do a poll and you all tell me what days y'all would prefer me to go live. I think I'll do that. I'm going to do a poll and y'all tell me what day would work best that y'all would want to do a live stream. Um, and yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. I love you guys. Have a good night.